In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your footage go from this to this. And the trick is, it's all in your Premiere Pro project settings and in your export settings. So we have a project in here, and before I do anything, you want to make a new sequence, and so you go to this option down here, you click sequence, and here, if you're posting for social media, this option right here, this template that it comes up with is exactly what you're gonna wanna choose. So I will just click that if that's for social media. That is the vertical timeline. So I have my vertical timeline here, and why I choose this one specifically is because it is in 30 frames a second. This is exactly what you wanna do when you're posting for social media. Either do 30 frames a second or 24 or 23.976 because it looks the absolute best on social media. Once you start doing 60 frames a second, it's gonna look way too smooth. And someone that is always working in timelines or working in social media, editing footage, shooting footage, like I can tell the difference between 30 frames a second and 60 frames a second for your timeline. And 30 and 24 just look the absolute best. So just choose 30 and 24, please. I hate seeing 60 on the timeline. It is just destroying your footage. So just choose 30, looks the best. And then for your frame size, since this is for vertical 1080 by 1920 or 9 by 16, that is the best. If you choose this this preset that it comes with, you're honestly good to start going. But the key is making sure your frame rate is accurate. So let's just drop a clip into here, and you're gonna get an error that's saying, hey, what you shot your frame rate in or the size of the clip does not match. Do you wanna keep what you already built out? And you wanna click keep because we just put in all that hard work of making sure all our settings were correct. And now it's asking if we wanna change that. So definitely make sure you always click keep. So we have this slow-mo clip here. Let's say this is exactly what I wanted to post here. What I would do is I would add an adjustment layer and make sure it's the same size that we just built. So 1080 by 1920, make sure it's also 30 frames a second or whatever your timeline is. And we want to drop that over top the clip. And then on this adjustment layer, we're going to add our specific color grade. You can actually get this color grade for free down in the description. And then if you download that and you really like it, I have 9 other color grades that you can purchase. You get $10 off if you really like that first color grade after you download the free color grade down in the description. So the exact grade that I'm going to be using is Dream. I think it is overall the best in the entire pack. I love them all, but Dream is what I use the most. So we throw Dream on there, and what I might do is I might just grab a white balance, just select something white. This isn't a color grade tutorial. This is exactly like how I set up my timeline for clips that I want to export. So let's say this is it. That's all the work that I wanted to do. Now it is actually into the export settings side of the video. So let's say I actually did put a ton of work into color grading that, which like in most cases, you guys are gonna put in a ton of work to color grade, make sure the white balance is correct, make sure your exposure is correct. You're gonna spend a lot of time in the color grading side of it. And what Mac likes to do is basically just take that all away from you. Like the second you click export, you're going to get an image that does not look exactly like you just made it look like in Premiere Pro. And I don't really understand the reasoning behind that, but here's exactly how to fix that. So in the export settings here, you can name it whatever, you can have the location be wherever you want. And then I actually have a preset here, but I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I make this export look the absolute best. So for sure, you want your format that is basically an MP4 file. So you want that to be H.264. Make sure that's that and continue moving on. And then we're gonna hop in the video tab here, and then all this is correct. This is pretty much the sequence settings that we just worked on earlier. So make sure that is all correct. Then what I like to do is I like to click render at maximum depth and use maximum render quality. I mean, it's that option. If we want the stuff to look the absolute best, let's flick it on. So as we scroll down here, what I actually do is I change this VBR1 pass to VBR2 pass. In my mind, it's kind of like exporting it twice or rendering it out twice to get the best quality. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but when you export it, you're gonna see that it's kind of doing this one pass of an export and then re-exports it again. And I think it looks the best. Make sure you change your range here to like 20 to 25. That's what I have found looks the absolute best, and that's what I continue to do for everything. And then we can close this video section. That's the only time we would touch that section of all these settings. And then really the only other thing that I actually change is I go into effects here, and I go and I add another LUT on top of all the grading that I just did. Now, that doesn't really make sense why you would add a color grade on top of a color grade or a LUT on top of a LUT. That doesn't make sense. But this isn't an ordinary grade. This is basically just helping to add contrast into the overall export. Because when you export it on Mac or on Windows, I think you just like lose a bunch of contrast. So it looks completely different than when you originally had it in Premiere Pro, then you export it on your laptop, then you get it to your phone. Like, you're just losing so much contrast, and I honestly don't know why. So what I do is I go in here and I grab this QT gamma compensation LUT. This is completely free. This is just free in general, but I'll have a link down in the description if you want to go check that out, exactly where I got this. Completely free. If somebody is charging you for this, don't pay for it. This is completely free. And you just slap that on, and as you can see, it adds more contrast into here, and in the frame it might not look like a great export, but just remember, as you are exporting it, you are going to get a completely different look than what you're seeing right now. It's going to take away the contrast, and this pretty much just cancels it out. So make sure you add this. I get a ton of questions on like why grades look differently, or like how I export for social media or in general. This is exactly how I do that. So make sure you follow those steps exactly, and you're gonna have an image that looks super good. Like I said, check out those LUTs down in the description. I have 10 like perfect color grades for all scenarios, and I use them all the time, and I love them. And if you guys are interested in a look like this, that's available down in the description for free. So if you guys are interested in more videos, I got more videos coming out. They actually delayed the FX5 shipping date, and that kind of sucks because I had a lot of content planned around that, about like actually shooting football and my first initial thoughts with the shooting with the FX5, and they delayed it. So I have kind of this evergreen content for you guys here, but I was actually getting a bunch of questions about this, so it's probably a video I was gonna make eventually. So if you guys have any more ideas, like, I'm so willing to answer as many questions as I can in the comments, as well as like turning those comments questions into types of videos that I can answer for you guys, because if one person's thinking it, that means hundreds of people also have the same question. So let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions about videography, sports videography, Premiere Pro, literally anything. Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.